everyone, this is Jen. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making a one-piece rectangle box as we continue our 6x6 paper project series. So what you're going to want to do is make sure that the top of your paper is at the top of the scoreboard, because first we're going to score the sides of the project, and by doing that we're going to start at 3/4 of an inch and score, and then you're going to go over and score at 5 1/4, and those are going to be your side score marks. So then after we get the side scored, we will rotate it one time to the left so that the bottom of the paper is at the left hand side of the scoreboard, and you're going to score at 3/4, 2 5/8, 3 3/8, and 5 1/4, and that's the only scoring that you need to do. Now when you take the paper off the scoreboard, one side will have 2 score marks, the other side will have 4 score marks. So go ahead and fold everything down so you can see what that is. The 6-inch side that has the 4 score marks, you're going to just cut in on those 4 marks. Don't cut anything away. This is a small enough project that's not necessary. And then figure out which side you want to be your top and your bottom. So since I have a certain pattern paper and it's going a certain way, actually the bottom side is kind of upside down. So I'm going to stick adhesive on the 6 little flaps. I have the 4 corners and then 2 in the middle. So we'll get some adhesive on there. You can also use wet glue if you want to use that. You can use any kind of adhesive you want. I happen to just love this score tape. I may reinforce some of these flaps with some wet glue. I'll use both of them actually. The dry adhesive will permanently, or will quickly hold things together, and then the wet glue just kind of reinforces that as it dries. So on this part here, looks like I am assembling the bottom of the box. First it gets 4 flaps, as you can see, and then I will assemble the top of the box. It gets 2 flaps. I'm going to go ahead and take my circle punch and line it up in the center as best as I can and cut out a little semicircle, and that will just make sure that we can open and close the box a little easier when that time comes. I'm adding a little bit of wet glue to those tabs to make sure that they stay down even better. I could have put some extra dry adhesive on there, but I tend to do it this way for some reason, so it works out really well. So there's why we did the semicircle. It actually is easier to open if you make yourself a little thumb notch. Okay, so I installed a sentiment on the inside of this box, which is not something I usually do, but I hadn't planned in the beginning to put a sentiment on the outside, so that's why I stuck it on the inside. I went to my stash and found these little metal embellishments, and I am using the gold one on this project. I went and got that. I've had some little colored jewels which are in the bag, and I picked out a green one which matches my paper, and I just used hot glue to affix that little jewel to my metal piece, and then I used hot glue to put the metal piece onto my paper. This the belly band itself, the yellow piece, needs to be about 11.5 to 12 inches long. And if you notice really closely, I had to actually splice a couple pieces together because I was using 8.5 by 11 paper. So I just joined 2 little pieces together to make my belly band. So I'm attaching that to itself so that it moves freely and it's not stuck to my project. I went over and I had printed out some sentiments on my computer, and this one happens to say "You are awesome." So I decided to put that on the front of the project as well. That wasn't something I had planned to do in the beginning, but I looked over and I was like, oh, I forgot those were there. So I went ahead and threw that on as well. And I love this project. I love that embellishment. I love the birds. The whole thing just came together so well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Have a great day. If you would like to purchase the products or instructions I use to make these projects, you can get them at my Etsy store, Genuine Store. I greatly appreciate your support, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.